Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. I have something to tell you, and I think this is really critical. I think this is really important, and I think this is something that you need to look at. And that is that wise women get fed up. This was I had a coaching client yesterday, and we were talking about behavior. I mean, we always talk about different things. Oh, absolutely, Lizzie. One day we will meet each other. Are you kidding? We're looking at the boat. We're going to be doing all the things to make this happen. This is a conference center as well as my home. You know, that's where my heart is, because I love you up now. Just wait till I meet you in person. You're not going to be able to get rid of me. I'm going to be all over you like white on rice. That's how I operate. That's how my life is. That's what I want. So, hey, that's how I want you to go. But I want you to get fed up. I want you to get fed up with your same old BS. And don't we all have something? We fall back on our excuses. We fall back on all the things. We do all the stuff. And to me, this is part of the bigger picture of the carousel of crazy. And the carousel of crazy, as we know, just keeps circling. It circles like a negative loop. It circles and it goes nowhere. It has no purpose whatsoever. And yeah, we do it with our weight. We go up and down and up and down and up and down. And then what do? We say, oh, well, this isn't working. Obviously, I need a new diet guru. Obviously, I need a new plan, some supplements that are going to keep me up until midnight every night or worse, and make me sick. Obviously, I need something different, or I need this wild, convoluted, unscience-based diet, some crap like that. Instead of being fed up, we go and we look for something else. We don't see that part of the problem is right here. And that's why I want to talk about being fed up, because it's time to get off the carousel of crazy. Right? Is it right? Right? Yeah, the carousel of crazy. We can use that for the metaphor for weight loss, of course, because we know that. We've looped that millions of times, and it's taken up so much and occupied so much space in our heads. But it's also part of the things that we do. It's part of the insanity of, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's what we do. That's part of our thing. Great quote: difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. Have you ever been to Hawaii and been on the road to Hana? And it's treacherous, and I think it's 18 miles to get there. And when you get there, it's just like Shangri-La. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would even say that that's, kind of, part and parcel where we are right now. It's not the easiest destination. It's not just turn left, turn right, there you are. No, you're gonna go up a couple of mountain roads, and then you're gonna end up here at this beautiful lake on, at my house, and it's worth it. Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. But that difficult road needs to be the teacher. It needs to be the teacher for all of us. And for all of us, when we get to this place of doing the same thing over and over again, we need to start deciding that we're just done with our own BS. We really are. We're fed up. Up to here. Enough already. Enough. So what do we do about this, though? Here's what we do about it, okay? I'm going to give you, this is the breakdown of how this whole thing works, if this is resonating with you at all. If this is resonating with you, if this is something maybe that you've kind of done a little bit or ever felt before in your life, we complain about it and then we explain about it, don't we? Exactly. We explain, oh, I can't lose weight. Well, it's just because of this, or someone, or somebody has sabotaged me, or some food has, or a smell has, or something. We have the same conversation about it with all of our friends. We ask the same questions. We feel the same. And we keep going and going and going with this. And then we feed ourselves this same BS, because you know why? You know why we keep doing this? You know why we do it and then we do it again and we put it on repeat and it keeps happening? Because we're not fed up yet. Because when you're fed up with something, when you're done with something, it's over. It's over. Do you remember a breakup with someone? You know, some jerk that you had in your life, and just suddenly something just tipped it all over, and you said, that's it, I'm done. I am done. And there is no going back. That's where we need to go with all of this. We need to be done with our own BS, because our own BS is the stuff that's holding us back. You can't blame it on someone. You can't blame it on a food. You can't blame it on anything except yourself. This is the ultimate responsibility. And if you keep doing this same thing, it's because you have not decided you're fed up. You haven't. You haven't decided to make the change. You've just decided to keep doing this, and you're not even seeing the loop. And I'm bringing you back to this place of saying enough already. Is enough enough? Are you done yet? Do you want to keep this up? Do you want to keep doing the sprint, gaining all the weight back, and then having to do the sprint again and then gain the weight back again? Or are you ready to say, you know what? It's just not worth it to keep this garbage up. Noreen, I know it is ouch, but the truth. This is my own thing. You know, we were having this discussion about having tacos, and I just said, get me some lettuce at the store. Because what inevitably happens, this is the truth. This is what we do. This is our mindset. I'll have one taco, and then I'll have lettuce. Or then you don't, and then you're hungry because you fasted, and then you have 3 tacos, and you've got, what, 75 grams of carbs or something? And carbs, for me, don't work. They don't. I know what that leads to. It'll lead to the cha-cha, where you're 3 pounds off, 2 pounds back, 3 pounds off, 4 pounds back. It's just nuts. If you want to get the change that you want, you got to change the behavior, period. And that includes things in your relationship, that includes stuff at work. I'm talking about ultimate responsibility. I'm talking about granular responsibility, radical responsibility, stepping up to the plate and saying, that is enough. This is how we rise up and be part of the rising tide in our own lives. Not just those around us, but in our own lives. We see ourselves in a completely different light. We see ourselves as the doer of hard things. We see ourselves as someone who is seeking after results, not just wondering, whoa, what happened here? And we do it because it's an old pattern. It's an old thing, and we don't even see it. That's part of the sad. So, you know, the hard truth is your life is what it is, or is what it's not, because of you. No one's done anything to you to keep you there. No one. You are the creator of your own life. You know, we don't put ourselves out on the internet on a GoFundMe, create my life. No, you create your own life. You create your own destiny. You create all of it. That is what a divine responsibility it is too. It's a divine responsibility to ourselves, to our family and friends, to God. We have to create our lives, and we have to do it consciously, not on default. Doing it on default mode, can you imagine, is basically thumbing your nose at the creator himself. It's thumbing your nose at him. It's just saying, whatever. And not understanding that we are the creators of our lives. You know? The principle of being fearfully and wonderfully made. Not only that, but being highly favored and blessed. Understand that? All of that. That goes to the purpose of who you are and why you're here. And this is why we got to get fed up with the garbage, because moving ahead, transforming and becoming the women, the true vibrant women that we should be and can be and have the inherited right to be, is ours when we decide that is enough. Our excuses are just crap, and we're not going to do it anymore. We're going to do the hard thing instead. We're going to do, what does my cup say? Don't get mad about the results you didn't earn from the work you didn't do. We're going to do the work. We're going to buckle in and stop it. And stop the madness. You don't get a pass on this. Either do I. Do we? Do we get a pass on this? Do we get to, just kind of sit back and say, oh no, I'm not going to, it's so-and-so's fault. Do we blame shift our way through life? Or are we going to step up into the very highly favored and blessed purpose that we have been given by God himself? I want you to feel the weight of that statement, because that weight of the statement says to you, you do not have the right to sit on your butt and just let life go. You do not have the right to do this. You do not have a right to squander your life. Are you hearing me? This was dead in my soul today. Dead in my soul today. It hit me like a cosmic 2x4. I do not have the right to squander my life. How dare I? How dare I? And I say this to you with love, with respect, and with all the care in the world. How dare you? How dare you throw away this precious God-given life that you've been given? Your purpose is going to shine out. Your purpose is going to shine out when you decide, I am fed up no more. No more. You got that? You don't think that the God who knows every single number of the hairs on your head is going to not let you figure out what your purpose is? Do you think that for a minute? Even if you don't know it exactly right now, I swear to you with every cell of my being, it will show up in your life when you make the decision to stop squandering your life and to be fed up with your BS and to step up into the vibrancy of who you are. Because you know what vibrancy is? Vibrant is your calling card for your life. It is your divine right. But only when you step up. You cannot step up when you decide to put up with your own stuff. Because that's the stuff that's holding us back. It's all of that. It is self-constructed. It is self-constructed. You don't get a pass, I don't get a pass. And let me just put it to you this way, and this is important. Life is for you. It is not against you. It is not against you at all. When you make that decision to see the good stuff that's out there that is for you, then you get to see it and you get to experience it. But if you decide to go back into your own BS and not be fed up with your old story, your old past, your old crap, you're going to be stuck in that negative loop and it doesn't move from there. You got to be fed up. The way out is the way in. Okay, I'm going to explain that. The way out of this is the way in. Analyze, scrutinize, and get rid of it. It's time. You got to analyze your own BS. You got to make a fed up list. Okay, I'll talk about that in half a second. You got to purge it ruthlessly. Ruthlessly. It has no business in a vibrant woman's life. If you are highly favored and blessed, chosen by God, here on purpose, fearfully and wonderfully made, why is this even here? That it just cannot be. Those two things cannot be reconciled. You got me? They cannot be reconciled. You got to look at it and you say, next, I'm done with this. Next, what do I need to do? Next, I am finished and through with my own BS. Yes, I had a right to be angry. Yes, it was painful in the past. Yes, all of these happened, but I have the ability to put this all in my experience file and to draw out the experiences that will help me into the future. And that's the end of that. Done. Kitchen is closed. We have to be done. We can't keep playing in the same pool. If you swim in a dirty pool and come out with some kind of crud or whatever, is it any surprise? If you're drinking dirty water and you get sick, is it any surprise? We cannot be putting garbage in and living with that and expect different results. It's not going to happen. This is self-inflicted tyranny that I'm talking about. Self-inflicted. If we're going to free ourselves from this, then we need to understand what to do. We need to understand that that's enough and we are ready to move to the next place. Next place. The definition of tyranny, get this, is cruel and oppressive rule. Cruel and oppressive rule. We see these in third world countries all the time. We, hear the news about this horrible regime and, wherever it is. And you think those people are just horrible. And look at the horrible things they're doing to their own people. We do this to ourselves. That kind of tyranny. We rain it upon ourselves. So when we take ourselves out of that, when we rise up because we're fed up, and we say enough is enough, then we start getting into the place of solution. Because when we get into the place of solution, we can start to create the lives that we want to live. But not if we keep playing, not if we keep drinking the dirty water, not if we keep swimming in the cesspool. It's not going to work. We need to clean up on aisle 5. We're doing that with our detox right now, right? Our Vibrant Body Detox. But I am talking about cleaning up this stuff so that you can go to that next level. And that next level is right there in front of you. It is available. Anytime you make that decision that it is. Anytime. It's a simple taking this out and putting this in. Nature abhors a vacuum. We don't just extricate everything and then just say, oh, here I am, now what? We have to cull it. First of all, we have to call it out, we have to cull it, and then we have to change it. That's it. Call it out, this is what's going on, and cull it, take it out, and change it. What are you going to change it out for? Let's say you've got this habit of just doing this whole, hot milk sprint cha-cha. It's just like, hey, look at me, 7 days, did it. And now, 3 weeks of just off the rails, crazy. And then coming back and doing it again. Another 7 pounds down, yay. Is that going to get you anywhere you want? Because I want you to see the parallel of this is what we do in our lives. We are not willing to let go of our stuff because we hold on to the precious dirty. Wow. Stop doing this. Stop caring about the precious icky of the past. Why do we care about this? Why do we coddle it? Why do we hold it dear? What's it doing for you? The answer to that is nothing. Nothing. Zero. As a matter of fact, it's holding you back from this vibrancy. And I'm going to tell you right now, your vibrant self is your true self. Your true self. How about that? Your vibrant self is your true self. So rise up, create your life the way you want it. Be done with the excuses. Be done with the BS. Be done with the stupid story that you're telling yourself on why you can't do it. Really, you can't say no to French fries. You can't say no to something that's going to hold you back, that's going to do the same thing. Is it just this once, or is it part of a pattern that is holding you back forever and ever? Amen. Really? Are you fed up yet? Here's what I want you to do. Okay? Here's your fed up list. Here's the way to do it. Write out what your fed up list is. I am fed up with whatever it is. I'm fed up with whatever it is. Wherever it is that you see the pattern, write it all down on one side of the paper. And then on the other side of the paper, you write out your solutions instead. Instead of doing this, I'm going to do that. Instead of doing... Catherine said I scared the horses off her carousel. That's so good. I know, I told you I was fired up. Way too much caffeine today. Way too much. But I also had an inflection moment with myself. I had a good counseling session yesterday with one of my coaching clients. And it all comes together. It all comes together and you start to realize that when you make these decisions and clear the friggin' decks, guess what happens? You have the opportunity to build something completely new. You don't have to live in a shack. You can live in a mansion. You don't have to live with this big burden of all this stuff. And you don't have to keep repeating it if you make a decision you don't want to. So rise up, create the life you want to lead. No excuses. I am not saying to you to live your life perfectly, okay? Lizzie's calling me out. Sure, blame it on the caffeine. Yeah, good for you, Lizzie. I'm drinking to you, Lizzie. Thank you for that. She called me out. I love it. Vibrant is your true self. It's not just a state of being. It's a state of who you are. It's not just how you feel or how you show up or whatever. It's who you are. It's the core of who you are. And for a lot of us, it's undercover. It needs to be dug out because we're trapped in the same old loops of stupid, you know, and I will call it stupid. It's stupid to say is to make deals with a tortilla. It's stupid to make deals with potatoes and junk food and drive-thrus and all of that. What the hell? Sorry, but seriously, what? Why? Are we going to get a different result this time? Right? Or is it just suddenly going to change? You know, just doing a little bit of this and dipping our toe into that dirty cesspool water? Is that going to get you what you want? Or is it just the same old thing? Discover it, uncover it, and make your fed up list right now, today. Make it. And when you make it, you know, use the framework of your whys that we discussed yesterday. Why do I do this? And then answer the question, well, I like it. Why do you like it? It tastes good. Well, what about it tastes better than living a vibrant life? What about it is why would I want to do this and get the more of this inflammation? You know, we start asking, we start digging, we start getting a little bit deeper on it. Our why becomes a whole lot bigger because it's discovered. When we uncover our whys, we understand how to go forward. We can't go forward until we discover it and uncover it. We can't. And I'm inviting you into this place to dig and to uncover the stuff that's holding you back. Because when you see this and when you use your framework, your why framework to get into this, and you have this with your fed up list, you are going to get into a bigger why. Set up your environment for success. Activate your community. You know, you're a part of this community. Hey, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. Watch your words, not only to your community, not only to others, but yourself. You don't say, oh, I'm just overwhelmed, I just can't, blah, 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 do it. Your reticular activating system is going to look for evidence to support that. Stop it. You know, I'm shaking my mama finger at you right now. Just stop it. Instead, say, I need a little help with this. Calm down the rhetoric and bring into your life the positive stuff that is going to facilitate this change. There's a bazillion things that you can do. And I've done show after show after show of this. And if you need to binge watch them, go watch them. But I'm telling you right now, start with fed up. Start with fed up, say no more, and make a change. Get yourself a body clutter buddy. Go a step deeper and do not put up. And remember, you're not going to do it perfectly, but you can do it excellently when you make that decision to do it. It's time. No more. I'm ready to turn the page. Are you? You ready for this next rising tide? Are you ready for your boat to be lifted? Are you ready to live a whole different, vibrant life? Are you ready to claim your place in the kingdom? You know, this is a kingdom, and you were chosen to be in it on purpose because you have a purpose, which will show up as you start to do this. I've got a reticular activating system exercise for you just to prove this, okay? Do this. Just think about one thing that you want to see a lot of. I don't care if it's a car, I don't care if it's a bird, whatever it is, just put that out there into the world and say, you know, I want to start seeing some red cardinals. And just tell me that you're not going to all of a sudden start seeing red cardinals or pennies on the ground or whatever it is. But just do it, because this is part of your brain that is going to work on your behalf when you make the decision to use it. Okay? We've got this. We've got this. Be fed up. Be fed up, because enough is enough. And you're more than enough. You're worth this effort. You're worth all of it. Highly favored and blessed. Perfectly made. Wonderfully and fearfully made. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be some bumps along the way. But I'm telling you right now, with everything in my heart, everything that I know, that when you embark on this with that kind of fiery determination and a decision in your life that this is what you want for 2021, it's going to happen. It is going to happen, because no more BS. We're done. Kitchen's closed. Amen? Peace be with you. Love you. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.